Alright, third part of the VFX breakdown. So I'm just going to show you quickly, guys, how I actually did this little thing. It's very easy. Let's see. Reality. Let's get back in here and After Effects. And just go to the part where we actually want to do this. And I want actually around these frames, create a new solid, make comp size. And then I go search up optical flares, drag it on, random mode, transparent, and white solid mode, add. Alright, then you just want to position it approximately where you want it. Go into option and get yourself a preset. If you don't know where to find presets, just go on the Video Copilot site I gave you in the precedent tutorial. So usually I really like this one, so yeah, I'm gonna keep this one. And then I just keyframed the brightness here. Just click here, make it from 0 to whatever you want, pretty bright, I'd say. Boom. And of course after that you have to delete it. Whoops, forgot I was recording, so I have to do this manually, which I don't usually do. Split layer and delete. So boom. And the other thing I actually did, this little screen check, is very easy to do. Right click, create a new adjustment layer, and go search up wiggle position. Okay. And now we're gonna go where the flare starts. Say here. In here we're gonna keyframe wiggle and these two. So we're gonna bring them to 0, and we're gonna go just right before it ends. Bring it to like 10, and after that it's just gonna be what you want, guys. But as you can see, it's gonna start to shake and boom. Well, of course you have to delete this part. So you got some shaking and boom. And that's basically what I did in the scope effect too. Let's see. I actually did that, and I added another effect which is somewhat useful sometimes. Create a new adjustment layer and get optics compensation. Okay, it's a little bit like CC lens in the idea, but you cannot use it for the same thing always. So keyframe it. You have to click on reverse lens distortion, then keyframe the field of view, and as you can see, it's going to start to do things like that. So boom, and edit split layer. Boom. Yeah, pretty cool, eh? Gives it really powerful blast. Now, the thing you guys have all been waiting for, it's actually how to do these particles. So I'm gonna give you guys the basic idea again, because showing you guys exactly how I did it is kind of boring and it's less creative. But I'll give you all the little tips. Alright, so there's actually different layers in this one. So let me just show you guys. Let me find them all. Okay, and this one. So there's a bunch of little layers, as you can see. Let me just put it to fit. And here. So there's actually 3 layers. This one, and this one. The 3 of them work really good together. So how did I do that? Let's see. Create a new solid, make comp size, and then go search up form. I'm going quick because it's kind of long to do. Form. And now base form. You want to do it. Of course, you have to do 3D motion tracker scene. If you don't do that, you're just stupid. Box. You need to go back strings. Then size. You're gonna have to make it really big. And then strings in Y. Make it 3. Strings in Z. Make it 1. So it's only just 1, 2, 3 layers. And after that, you want to go into fractal field, put a little bit of this place, and then you want to go into disperse and twist, and then I just twist it like this, or you can choose whatever you want. And then it's really just messing around with some of the settings. I will leave you guys with a tutorial also on the internet, but that basically gives you the idea. Of course, after that you can go into particle and then make the particles feather more, make bigger size particle, can have more colors. Okay, and then you just add some glow to it, for example. And then boom, and we have this, and I think it's nope. Yeah, I think that's it. That's the one, I think. Let me bring back the actual. Yeah. Alright. So, and after that, you need to position it correctly, of course. And I got really lucky with the positioning. It looked way better than I expected when I placed it. So I have a reference point that is here, and I'm just going to be positioning it accordingly. And 36. And Z position is going to be 900, let's say. Okay. And now you just want to position it somewhat correctly, so it kind of fits to your scene. You're going to have to make it longer. And now you're going to be like, well, it looks kind of bad, just like this. And it's actually just putting many layers of this, and then how to position it correctly. Now, the first thing, if you have a little bit of experience in After Effects, that you will want to do is actually go into the rotation and try to rotate it. As you can see, it looks shit. I don't know why it does that. I don't always understand. The trick is to actually go down into World Transform and change the rotation in here, and not in the base form settings. Don't use that. You will have to use the settings in World Transform, where you can actually just position it like this, as you can see. Alright, that looks good. Boom, boom. And now how to animate it. Now, how I actually did. You see it's going farther. That's gonna be kind of hard to explain, but I will show you guys how I did it. Right, let me just find exactly pre-comp, position, fractal, nope, form transition. Alright, so that's the form transition. You actually want to get a white solid, so I'm just gonna hide this, create a new solid, make it white, and then go search up linear wipe. And that's going to be a little bit harder. You will have to try to guess what you need to do, but basically you need to keyframe the transition completion from here to, let's say, to the end. Of course, as you can see, it's only 1 second long. Thing here, it's only 1 second long, so pretty quick. And do it like this. You actually want a little bit of feather, so it looks a bit more natural. And then after you have done this, you actually want to drag in the composition that you have. So for example, I have form transition, bring it back in here. Okay, hide it, and it's called form transition. And in the white solid settings, you want to go to layer maps, color and alpha, none, and go search up form transition. If I remember correctly, it's alpha to alpha, X and Y. I think I actually guessed it correctly somewhat. No, you see it's actually going back in, so I'm just gonna be going back in here, and I'm just gonna invert the layers to see if that changes anything. And then I'll just go back in here, and as you can see, it works pretty damn good. Boom. And of course, to change it a little bit more, well, to have it already here, you just need to change a little bit of the keyframe. Start it at like 60%, 70%, depends on what you want. As you can see, boom, started already. And then, so it's not exactly how I placed it, and it still looks kind of good. After that, it's just creating a duplicated layer, changing the settings. So instead of having 3 strings, I have only 1. Then of course I change the colors. I make it, I don't know, like blue, and then I make it way bigger. And then I go into disperse, make it more random. In fractal fill, have more displays, have more flow so that it moves more, have more things. It's really just going a little bit random, some of the settings. And since you actually have you actually duplicated the layer, it's going to be doing the same transition. As you can see, it just starts to appear in the end, and it goes far wide. Right, so that's basically how I did it. It's very, very, very easy to do. The only thing is you have to motion track your scene, position it correctly, and then it's just a matter of using block strings, positioning it correctly, and just going to disperse twist and twist it a little bit, not too much, or else it will look very weird. Alright, so that's basically how I did it, and it looked really great. And one thing I did is actually duplicating, I think, the spiral one, and then instead of having block strings, I actually think I went into sphere layered, so it looks like little particles flowing. So it looks goddamn very good in this, and it's really a luck shot because then I just use some colors, some VC colors and such. And now the other thing to actually make it faster to keyframe the double kill is just by going and masking it correctly and putting it on top. Nothing amazing. Pretty sure you guys can do this. And of course there's some glow and stuff like that. So hopefully you guys find it clear. I'm gonna leave you guys with a tutorial in the description that gives you a like 20-minute tutorial on how to be more specific with stuff like this, but this gives you a general idea. It's really not hard to do, but it's hard to make it look good. See you guys later.